Hey, it's me. I'm over here. It's me. All right. What do? We tap this 7 times for 7 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. All right, begin. We've reached the time. You may begin. Timer is a go. 59 seconds and 59 minutes. Counting down. Saleki's timer is a couple seconds behind. But that's okay. We'll just ignore the Saleki timer. But it does look like Saleki is probably more familiar with some of the higher levels and getting more marbles through them, which could play into the game here once we start hitting 21 and above. If Saleki is able to reliably survive with 10 or more marbles in those higher 20s, we could see their percentage just stabilize at a pretty decent amount. Whereas Blase, if not able to survive as many marbles, could drop drastically at a certain point. It used to be right around level 15 was when marbles started to drop off, but due to the shorter board lengths, it does now seem like it's very easy to 100% your way. Not just up to level 15, but get a very high survival rate all the way through 21. So we shouldn't see too much trouble from either of these competitors trying to get to 21 with a pretty decent survival rate. Thank you very much, Jarumba. I was going to ask you to do that. I don't know if I actually did ask you to do that, but we should be good to go now. All right, Saleki loading up. Wait, what happened to Saleki? Saleki has rebooted. A horrible tragedy has befallen one of our competitors. I completely missed it. I was so focused on the data. I missed it right before our eyes. So Saleki now is going to have to... I'm a great commentator, don't you worry. Saleki now has forfeited the first 11 minutes of the competition and is now starting fresh. We'll call it a warm-up round. Saleki, though, has really made up some ground here. Already up to level 9. As you can see, the survival rate for Saleki much lower this time around, as they are very much in a speed tilt nature right now. It makes you make weird decisions, and sometimes those weird decisions are bad. Puts you in a spot you're not familiar with, and you make a mistake, and it all goes downhill. That is the excitement of the tilting tournaments here on the MLT. And thank you all for tuning in and watching. Hope you enjoyed yourselves with the competition and the coverage. On your left, we have Blase. On your right, we have Saleki. Again, these tilters, while their numbers do suggest a significant difference in skill, there isn't really that much of a difference between these two. Uh-oh. A little trouble here coming from Blase. They've got a split on the vent. They're down to 2. Oh no, Blase! They couldn't decide which group of marbles to select. A very unfortunate turn of events, and just before the cutoff period. Will be able to kill off the front marble without losing too many marbles in the back. And a beautiful clump there from Saleki on the side of the squeege. Might even be able to jump these next 2 marbles off, but no. Sees the wind bin in sight and just wants to go for it. Very good control. This is a perfect higher level speed tilting strategy here. You actually do not need to use any of the corners on those plaza steps, as some people call them. You can just coast through the whole thing. And with a fist pump to the sky, Saleki secures and is now looking to make their lead as strong as possible to keep Blase from having a chance to catch up. On the left, level 20, almost struck a second time, but this time Blase has 3 up front. Oh, but goes a little early. Manages to jump over the top of the vents. But now we'll have to beat this level with only 3 marbles. Blase putting it all on the line here for the sake of speed. A clean line through. Needs to be careful. Splits the marbles once. Splits the marbles twice. But catches all 3 on the L. And a masterful save there. They were a little too cautious going over the hill. And their marbles split up, but they did somehow manage to stop all 3 marbles on the L without them colliding into each other. And I'm sure Blase is going to breathe a very big sigh of relief once they complete this level. 3 marbles through to the end. They've done it. They've reached level 21. They're now on their best run. But they will need to complete this level to at least get a tie for Saleki's level 21 completions. The S-bend, very tricky tile. Those slants are equal to the tilt of the board, which means whatever direction your marbles are moving, once they reach the top of those S-bends, that's the direction they're going to keep going. Your only control is forward and backwards, so you need to be very sure. Oh no! Blase on 22 takes another tumble. And so level 26 completed has been accredited to Saleki, which at this point, I believe, secures them the distance tilt lead. The question now remains, can Blase reach level 21 a second time before the time is up? And that is going to do it officially for the first round of today. So congratulations, Saleki, on a victory here. That will award them a couple more points on the leaderboard. Saleki, are you there?
Oh, there he is.
Hello.
Wait a minute, I'm just gonna give them some sound here too. There we go.
All right. Congratulations on your victory, sir.
Thank you. That was that took a toll a bit.
It was a very dynamic game for sure.
Yeah, I was actually I was concerned about this game ahead because I know Blase can be really fast and get far, and I have my problems with adrenaline rush when it comes to competition. So we've seen that before.
We saw it on level 11 for sure.
No, that was not even adrenaline rush in competition. That was just stupid stuff. I wasn't even thinking. I wasn't even trying to time it. I was just not thinking about, oh wait, this is moving.
Yeah, it's for me when I'm trying to do a speed run, I'll always have trouble knowing like when to click the start for the 10-second timer, because like every tile that has timing, I know exactly when to click the timer to go right into it off the start piece, except that tile. I'm always off by a little bit.
Yeah, I get you, but this in the MLT here, it doesn't really matter when you click. You want to click that button as soon as possible.
Right,
it doesn't
right.
matter if it fits the tiles or not. You want to get in there as soon as possible to have that chance to get through it. Because waiting for the time, it's not the in-game time you're competing with. It's a real-time timer. So.
Correct. But nonetheless, you recovered on the second run, got through.
Yeah, I was a bit lucky with Blase's stuff there on 20.
Yeah, had they reached
that, I'm not sure I would have gotten it.
Had they gotten through 21 on that first run, they would have tied you there. So they were very close.
Yeah.
And pulling that one through. Just didn't quite luck out on that vent combination. But how did it feel? Like what was your change of strategy once you hit 22? What did you feel like that was?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how much time there was left and how many levels he had to get through during that time to see if I was kind of safe. If I took it slow, how much time I could kind of save up. So I was looking ahead already from, I think it was level 23 when I started to count it out, and then after each level I checked again and checked again. Yeah, it worked out. I'm lucky.
Yep. So congratulations again. Thank you for taking the time to chat with us here on the MLT. And
well,
what happened in your first round? I forget real quick. Refresh my memory. Because you're currently second on the season leaderboard, 370.
Yeah. I have to first say something because I think you said the wrong thing earlier. It's not your first game that normally sets your SR.
Yeah, it's your starting level. Yeah.
Yeah, it's your starting level. Yeah, just checking so you knew that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first game I played was versus Kloptrip in the opening game for the MLT. And it was a good one. We had some fun, but as always, when it comes to me versus Kloptrip, Competition
They are.
nerves doesn't help me. And
They
I
are.
scuffed twice on 21.
They're quite dominant, but we'll see what happens. That's what I like about the structure of this this new league, is that you don't need to build number 1 to be number 1. You can find your way up other ways. So it'll be very interesting to see how this all pans out. So thank you again. Congratulations. And we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you so much, and also thank you for being the host here.
Of course.
And yeah, next one is going to be really interesting. It's the Clash of the Titans.
Ooh, we're all looking forward to it. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're doing great on time. We got 5 minutes. Let's do it. Let's get the generator going. To the screen. I'm over here now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's do one without a 0. I think Jerumba likes doing ones without a 0 in it, right? To avoid confusion. There we go. Perfect. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin! And this is going to be a game of inches, I am pretty sure. Alright folks, so here we are starting out on the second round. DueBlix, who is here for their debut tilt on the MLT this season. Kloptrip, who is currently the number 1 on the MLT leaderboard. But as we've gone over, both DueBlix and Kloptrip sit at the top of their own respective leaderboards. DueBlix getting to the higher level, Kloptrip getting the higher XP in a single run. And both of them have been at the top of the leaderboard in seasons past. So there is no lack of experience or skill between these two. It could all very well either come down to the seed or just come down to the execution. And now they have perfect timing on this squeeze. They're going to be able to go right through, pull straight down, and dismount off. Beautifully done there by DueBlix. And, whoa, that was a close. They cut that corner close. But DueBlix in control right now as they move on to level 17. Beautiful dismount here. We're going to see the same execution from Kloptrip. A little bit sloppier there, but they do have 3 up front. And that's all you need. 1 marble stuck in the back, pushes through, moves on to 17. Is going to go outside, inside, outside. A little shaky of a line, but the curvature of the tile is going to help him out. Do they have the timing on the vents? Oh my goodness, Kloptrip. Pushing it to the brink there. Not sure if they have too many marbles up front, maybe 4. Kills the rest of the marbles in the back. They're just down to these. Needs to take it easy on the S-bend. Almost loses another marble, but they keep it under control. Down to just the crescents. They will be a little bit faster than the 10-13, but not by much. And so at this point, it's pretty much a dead heat between the two competitors. There you have it. The competitors neck and neck. Kloptrip 10% survival rate lower than DueBlix. So DueBlix is controlling the pace of the competition right now. We could see Kloptrip close the gap on DueBlix. And DueBlix, having finished level 21, immediate into a reset. DueBlix does not want to take this into the higher levels. So what will Kloptrip's answer be? They can take this run as far as possible and go into the tiebreaker. Or they can follow DueBlix and go through. We are only 37 minutes remaining in this competition. And it looks like Kloptrip will answer in kind. So both competitors have now been credited with a completion to level 22, which means there is no advantage in the current setup. Straight through on the egg basket. Octagons to swoops. Needs to watch the timing. Has to wait it out. Collects through. Is rushing it. Is down to split on 3. Split on 2. I was wondering what DueBlix was doing. Now has to try to skirt the marble over the left. Needs to knock over the wall and barely saves it. DueBlix in too much of a hurry there. Almost catastrophe. So again, as it stands right now, DueBlix is in the lead. They maintain a higher level, a higher survival rate, and both players have reached level 22 once. Kloptrip is rushing the vents. Did they get 3? I don't think they did. They're gonna have to flick some marbles from behind. All the marbles are falling through the board. Kloptrip has 1 marble left. Needs to watch the marbles in the front. Did he get it? No! Kloptrip falls at 18. Pushed that vent a little too hard. It didn't look good for where I was sitting. But Kloptrip had mastered every other squeeze of marbles before. I wasn't going to question it. And it looks like this one's wrapped up for DueBlix. They have officially reached level 22 for the second time in this round. The marbles continuing to spread against DueBlix's wishes. Tilting tile to egg basket. Oh! Very nice move there, using the front lip as the tiles connect to get all the marbles in the same horizontal plane so that they can perfectly tilt the marbles into the corner. They're going to skip off of the corner past the revolving door. DueBlix taking some what I would call unnecessary risks. But at this point, I think DueBlix just wants to make sure there is much distance between him and Kloptrip as humanly possible so that they can secure this victory. And just make it all work out. Down the stairs, round the squares, cut through the middle. Was that 2 or 3? It was 3. They had to put the names on just to be sure. And Sarah J almost misses the corner on the X room. DueBlix might need to take a quick refresher out there and shake out the jitters. They're really pushing it more than they need to. But they are at level 25, and Kloptrip has a long road ahead of them. And DueBlix has reached level 28. If they can just get it. Are they going to take a marble all the way back to the Sizeup? They might take a marble all the way back to the Sizeup. This is going to be a victory Sizeup, ladies and gentlemen. Is this a first in MLT history? A victory Sizeup marble. And at this point, I believe the dinosaur is not physically able to trigger the bumper. Might I suggest trying to squeeze the dinosaur between the fan blade and the bumper? There you go. And now sits comfortably in the hole. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations. I believe the timer is about to expire. GG's all around. Kloptrip doing phenomenal work. But in the end, DueBlix just perfected their strategy and execution. Both tilters performing at exactly the same level. And just one fault on Kloptrip's part was all that spelt the difference between the victor here today. But DueBlix making a grand appearance on the MLT scene here today. DueBlix, how you doing?
Good.
Good. Well done. Phenomenal show.
Thank you.
As we all expected.
Top definitely kept on me quite a lot that match, so it was a bit closer than until Klop scuffed, obviously, but keeping up on me. Whenever I made a mistake, I was like, oh god, Klop's gonna not make it and catch up.
Mm-hmm. Well, you were definitely setting the pace the entire way.
Yeah, but I'm not sure how much of the difference was Klop started slightly late, and the double click lost him about 20 seconds as well.
Yeah, put him a full level behind for pretty much the entire competition, which, as I said in the beginning, not exactly where you want to be, and especially as close a skilled match as this.
Yeah.
So you definitely got the jump of the gun, and it worked out in your favor. At what point did you decide to change strategies, or did you just kind of do the same thing the whole way throughout?
So at the start of the run, I was just saving marbles for percentage, but then as soon as I saw that like Klop was already down at like 60%, I realized I had enough of a pad that I could just speed tilt, and I had that like 10% you saw at the end advantage. So that was my goal for the first run, was to have that like padding at the start from all those marbles, such that when I speed tilted, I still had that like 10% gap.
Yeah. And we were kind of discussing halfway through. It seems like restarting is always the right choice, right?
Yeah, that was my thought process, because obviously the later levels you get, like your percentage will go down because the levels are harder.
Yeah. Because if you're behind and your opponent doesn't restart, then you restarting guarantees a tie, more or less. You know, you still have to do the but pretty much guarantees a tie. So it'd be interesting to see if that's a way for a quote-unquote less skilled tilter to take on a more skilled tilter. Because if they can guarantee a tie, then it comes down to that 15-minute speed breaker, which kind of levels the playing field.
I don't think that's in the rules anymore. That was for the previous.
No, we just
one.
leave it at a
tie breaking up survival.
Just leaves that at a
percentage.
tie. Interesting.
It breaks on survival percentage.
So it'd be interesting to see how that breaks down.
Yeah. So my thought process was, if you're the less experienced tilter, but you can keep with the distance run, you might be able to just do one run that's high percentage, and then that means that the person has to reset, either to have a high percentage on the second run, or catch up with you while losing 20 minutes for the first run. So
Right,
you go like
right.
2% faster.
Yeah. So it'll definitely be interesting to see how competitors go through, and if there is a way for a non-restart strategy, or if that really is just a way to go for it either way. So great to see you guys duking it out, and well handled by both for sure. Thank you for taking time to talk with us.
It was definitely a good match.
Absolutely. Congratulations to you, sir.
Thank you again.
We'll see you around. For round number 3, for those of you who forgot or just tuning in. Coming up, it's AidaShan versus Blackish. And it's definitely going to be an interesting matchup. AidaShan, number 3 on the MLT leaderboard. No slouch by any measure, but Blackish has really been putting in the time in the last couple seasons to improve their skills as much as possible, and they're going to be a tough competitor for AidaShan right now. 505 is the only possible palindrome. What about 515? 525? 535? 545? 555? 565? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. What a beautiful number. Okay. We did it. We did it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin! We're good to go. The tilters are off. Ladies and gentlemen, the third round of the MLT is underway. AidaShan versus Blackish. Again, AidaShan, bit of a dark horse in this race. They are number 3 on the leaderboard as it stands for the MLT. However, on the global tilting leaderboard, Blackish securing 6th place on levels at 35 compared to AidaShan's 17th at level 31. And Blackish with 5,423 XP getting them 8th place on the leaderboard compared to AidaShan's 18th place with 2,036. Blackish has time to regroup. And I think Blackish is making up a lot of ground on this level. Has the corner, shoots through. Will they straight shot the cradle? I think they will. They are. They just want to go for it. Has a chance to collect here in the corner, and they will. AidaShan into the corner. Is Blackish about to take an IRL lead on level completion? They're both through the drawbridge at the exact same time. The drawbridges are synchronized, and they are going to finish at exactly the same time. Blackish has closed the gap and is in-game time ahead by 20 seconds. This is what we came to see, ladies and gentlemen. Good timing with the squeege. Aida's got a bit more spread. They're going to have to cut down on the front marbles. iBlackish, bad bounce off. Oh no! iBlackish gets swooped, and that's it! It was a horrible scatter for iBlackish on the moguls. And waiting right at the end was the radar scanner just to slice him down. So now we come into the point of strategy, ladies and gentlemen. iBlackish has a couple decisions to make. And upon completing this level, Aida needs to decide. Do they restart to guarantee more level 21 finishes than iBlackish? Or do they try to go for a distance tilt? They are going to restart it. So as long as they make it back to level 22, they are going to be in the lead. iBlackish is going to take full advantage of it, only losing one marble and beating it in a very good time. While Aida continues to sacrifice marbles for the sake of speed and catches 13. So Aida is now just seconds to being on the same level as iBlackish. Is she going to wait? She's going to wait. A good choice there. I think she thought she had more time. Oh no, iBlackish! Again! Too much of a hurry coming out of the S-bend into the cradle. He did it masterfully the previous time, but not this time. The bread will go unbuttered. iBlackish cracking under the pressure. And Aida showing that they belong in that top 3 spot of the MLT leaderboard. A round of applause from iBlackish in good spirits and good competition. There's still 15 minutes remaining, but unfortunately, should Aida reach level 22, it's all over for iBlackish outright. SalekiJo says not enough time, and I would have to agree. It'd be a heck of a sprint. But let's just ensure all things are as they should be. Aida lines it up. It's going to have a bad split on the squeege here. But she does collect. Modals into radar. This is what took out iBlackish. Oh! And she falls just like iBlackish. But unfortunately, the relief came too late for iBlackish. Had there been a little bit more time remaining, iBlackish might have had a chance to get back to 21 and try to tie it up. But nonetheless, that is the standing, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to Aida. I think I have confetti somewhere. Do I have confetti? I don't have confetti. There's no confetti. Hello!
Hi, Shens.
How are you doing?
I am doing great. Thank you.
Doing great. Congratulations on a phenomenal victory.
Oh, thank you very kindly.
It was a very interesting strategic cat and mouse game.
It was. I will admit, I did try and take you over at the end.
Hey, it was in your favor to do so. If you went level with them, that would have secured your victory. So you played it perfectly, and you take the victory as a result. So well done.
Yes, thank you very kindly.
What was your initial strategy? Were you just strictly going to go for speed and a reset right out of the gate?
Honestly, I had sort of a strategy going on. It was similar. It was going to be that, but then I thought he might go for distance because I knew I could match him for distance if he was doing his normal tilts.
Right.
Keep my percentage as high as possible, and then see if I could go for distance.
Well, that was definitely the right move, as it took the victory for you. So, well done.
Thank you very kind.
Thank you again for tilting. We appreciate it, and congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the rest of our lives here past the MLT scene. Thank you all for watching. We really much appreciate it. Thank you to Blase, Seleki, DueBlix, Kloptrip, AidaShan, and iBlackish for being excellent competitors and giving us a wonderful show today. Thank you to Jeromba, who may or may not be lurking as they are currently on vacation. And make sure you give everyone a follow. Even me, why not? And that's going to wrap it up for the MLT, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all crazy.